Everyone, thanks so much for joining us here on this Wednesday morning on Up with KREM. I'm Channing Curtis.
And I'm Tim Pham. We are halfway through the work week, my friends, and we do have a lot to get to on this Wednesday, so let's jump right in. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick tracking this latest round of winter-like weather, Thomas. So a lot of areas saw some snow, but a lot of it's melting away too.
Yeah, and it definitely depends on where you're at for the inland northwest, because if you're just looking out the window, absolutely looks like it's a winter wonderland, but it's just a matter if the ground is actually supporting that snowfall. Over downtown Spokane, it's not. It's just looking very wet. But for North Idaho, it absolutely is. We've definitely noted at least a couple inches of snow for our far North Idaho counties, especially from Coeur d'Alene and northward along Highway 95. But for downtown Spokane, not so much. That snow having a much harder time actually sticking to the ground because that temperature is between 34 and 36 degrees. Meanwhile, in the Palouse, notice where that rain is from about Sprague to now east of Pullman. That is where that rain is, and temperatures are already in the 40s there. It's 40 degrees currently in Ritzville. So snow changing to rain today with a windy day ahead of us. High temperatures hitting the 40s, so that snow is going to melt.
Well, all that snow and rain are making the roads pretty slick for your morning commute. So this morning we sent out our Nicole Hernandez and the KREM 2 Storm Tracker to see about road conditions around the region. So Nicole, where are you right now and how are the roads looking?
Yeah, Channing, so right now we're on I-90 heading out towards Coeur d'Alene, and take a look. You can see actually some snow coming down right now. We literally like 2 minutes ago had a conversation, our photographer Nate and I, about how we were expecting it to be snow at this point, and then it turned to snow. You can see a little bit better off to the left there, hopefully through those lights, that you can see some snow on all those trucks in the parking lot there in that, what are those called? Oh my gosh, I lost that word. Either way, snow, a dealership, thank you Matthew, in the dealership, lots of snow on the cars. The actual roadways though are, warm enough from enough traffic that it's not really accumulating on I-90 itself. So that's good news for your driving conditions. The most places that we're going to see snow at this point, kind of like Thomas mentioned, is going to be out here in Idaho and then up on the South Hill. We were in downtown and we were a little bit north of downtown as well. Over there looked similar to this, where it was mostly just snow coming down, but nothing accumulating on the roadways there. So it's going to depend. If you're staying kind of in those lower elevation spots like downtown, then you're probably going to just get away with rain and a normal morning commute. But if you're heading out in North Idaho or on the South Hill, you likely will see a little bit of slush on the roads and some snow coming down. So just kind of be aware of that. Plan it out based on where you're going this morning, and then give yourself the extra time to get there nice and safe. The later, though, in the morning we go, likely the less snow we end up seeing as it starts to warm up. So that will help the morning commute if you're able to leave a little bit later. In Spokane, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
This morning, we are tracking one school closing and delay in the area because of the winter-like weather. Boundary County School District is closed today. Garfield Palouse schools on a 2-hour delay. We'll keep you updated if any other schools delay or cancel this morning. And in your wake-up call question of the morning, we want to know, is it snowing next to your home or outside your window? If you can, take a picture and text it in to us and let us know where you took it from. Here are some of the great photos we've received this morning. You could see a lot of places receiving a light dusting of snow. Some places even a little bit more. You could see there it piled up on the railings there. So again, let us know what it looks like outside of your window. The time now is 6:05. New this morning, we have just learned that Pope Francis was taken to the hospital. It comes just after his weekly general audience at the Vatican this morning. Earlier this week, the Pope canceled meetings because of a mild case of the flu. This is a developing story we're following closely. We'll bring you the latest updates as soon as we get them.
In less than 3 hours, the state of Idaho is set to execute its longest-serving death row inmate. 73-year-old Thomas Creech was sentenced to death for the murder of a fellow inmate back in 1981. This morning, Creech still has a petition pending to delay his execution. His family and friends say that Creech is a changed man.
He doesn't deserve to be put to death for things that he did when he was in his 20s. Things that he knows that he shouldn't have done.
Creech has been convicted of 5 murders. He has said that he's killed at least 42 people in his lifetime, but that claim has never been confirmed. Creech is set to be executed at 9 this morning.
In just a matter of hours, Brian Koberger is expected back in court. He's the man accused of murdering 4 students at the University of Idaho back in 2022. The defense is asking that more investigators be allowed to view certain genetic evidence. The court will also discuss moving his trial out of Latah County, as well as scheduling a date for the trial itself. The hearing will be open to the public and be live streamed. The hearing begins at 1 o'clock this afternoon. KREM 2 will have a crew in the courtroom and bring you any updates as they come in.
The families were very positive. I mean, they wanted to express that their children that they lost were vibrant people. Ethan, Xana, Madison, and Kaylee were all very vibrant, happy, joyful people.
And coming up at 6:22 in a KREM 2 exclusive, we speak with the team trying to bring peace to the University of Idaho community. It's a story you will only see here on KREM 2 News.
In our ongoing Boomtown series, we track the growth here in the Inland Northwest. Later this morning, the Spokane Valley City Council is expected to meet to talk about public safety. Now, last night, the council approved hiring 10 new officers for their police department, and the city will also be hiring a new civilian crime analyst. Altogether, this will cost the city nearly $3 million, but the council says these new hires are desperately needed. Now, in the last 15 years, Spokane Valley's population has increased by 20,000 people. And for the last 5 years, the amount of people calling the police department every year has gone up by 8,000. And because of this, officer response times have been longer. Today's press conference begins at 11 this morning at the Spokane Valley City Hall.
It is 6:07. Let's take a look at your morning rush. More news in less time. A Washington man is accused of helping to kill more than 3,000 birds. Federal prosecutors say Travis John Branson from Pend Oreille County and others killed 3,600 birds during a year-long killing spree on a Montana reservation. Court documents show Branson agreed to plead guilty to reduce other charges. Good news for Spokane County wildfire victims this morning. The applications for FEMA and small business loans are now open to the public. FEMA says the fastest way to start that application is by heading to disasterassistance.gov. In-person applications will also be available in Spokane County. Officials say those locations will be announced soon. This morning, music fans are anxiously waiting to buy tickets to the latest concert announcement. Country music star Kane Brown is coming back to Spokane for a second year in a row. He will perform at Northern Quest Casino and Resort on August 15th. Pre-sale tickets go on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m., while general public tickets go on sale this Friday, also at 10 a.m. That is a look at your morning rush.
Time is 6:09. We're going to take a live look outside at the North Spokane corridor, Highway 395. Very wet conditions for the north side of town, and can't see if it's snowing at the moment, but it's snowing or raining, but we know that those temperatures are going to warm quickly through the rest of this morning. Meanwhile, in Coeur d'Alene, very much a snowy scene as temperatures are right at 32 degrees. In fact, a lot of our viewers are showing us just how much snow has already piled up this morning in Coeur d'Alene versus the near nothing as you just saw over Spokane. But we do remain under winter weather advisories through 10 and 11 o'clock this morning, depending on what city you are located in. But as temperatures will warm, that snow will melt about as quickly as it came down this morning. And that's what we're tracking for the next 48 hours is actually a warm and windy and wet forecast. The rain and wind is going to dominate this Wednesday and Thursday with high temperatures at 45 degrees for both days. But of course, still tracking that snowfall this morning. And coming up, I'm going to time out just when that snow is expected to change to rain.